All right, so made it all the way to Ironman. Got here about 2 in the morning. I'm about a mile from the gate because when I got here, obviously the gate wasn't open. While practicing on the bike on Wednesday, my fan came loose. So my buddy Googled part number for the Spall fan because I wasn't sure if I was missing hardware or what happened. But I just pressed it back on there because it doesn't look like there's hardware on there. And before I made the drive out, I called John Glenn, and he said that there is actually a C-clip that holds this on. So, with my luck, actually, they have a vendor booth out here this round, so he's gonna swap my fan over, onto my shroud because he doesn't have a shroud, but I guess he has a couple fans laying around that would work. So, gotta stop wrenching on these things at the races. I just want to go to a race and it just be good. But first race of the year, it's worth it. So. All right, we got our new fan. John hooked me up over at the Glen Innovations tent. So we're gonna go get this thing put on and get the bike ready, and then probably just walk the track a little bit and maybe cook some lunch since I had to skip out on breakfast. All right, Friday evening, registered, tech, everything's good. We're currently making breakfast for dinner, but I got something done today that I've been wanting to do and I haven't been into a race yet, so I've got a genuine Chris Borich plastic and I had the man sign it. Why not? That usually sits hangs in my room, so I've been wanting to get it signed for a very long time, and now it's done. This was a very, very, very easygoing guy, very nice. Obviously he's done a lot. Very respectable man as far as I'm concerned. So, cross that off the bucket list today. So the Hoosier GNCC was about 8 days ago. I got arm pumping about the first 5 miles, and with only like 30-ish minutes of seat time, that was expected. So the bike handled pretty well. It's a pretty different riding style on a fuel injected bike versus a carbureted Honda. So that's something I didn't really figure out until the second lap. A lot of like jerking. It was real like torquey, and I think that's what caused me to pump up. I was hanging on instead of riding the bike. No, nothing major. Just I broke a chain on the third lap. I've run Sunstar for 4 years, and that's the first ever problem I've ever had with them. So I'm not upset by any means, but we got a couple things to button up. We obviously the case saver had to fix it. We're waiting on BCC to send us our case saver. But for the time being, we're going to take advantage of the good weather this Memorial Day, and we're going to go get some riding in. So I was able to bend it back, and it mounts up, get the new chain on. There's a couple other things we got to button up, and we will do a brief check, make sure everything's still tight from the Hoosier. It was a pretty fast track, pretty whooped out track, so we want to make sure everything's tight before we get back on it. But good experience. I had fun, but maybe think twice before driving that far with such little seat time. I had a blast, but probably not the best use of my money to drive 5.5 hours one way, and just to kind of put down a lackluster performance. So, but thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see everybody on the next one.